So we're going to keep this pretty short, pretty sweet, as we welcome everybody into Orlando. For those of you that are joining us out here, we cannot wait. So let me just kick it off with this. Well, first of all, big waves. So good evening, good evening, good evening. Love Wednesday because I get to wake up with you guys and pretty much go to bed with you guys. So it's a partner co-filled day, which is my favorite day of the week. But I cannot wait to see everyone that will be joining us here in Orlando. So let me just start with this. If you RSVP'd for our kickoff party and you do not have an address and you're like, I don't know where to go because maybe you missed the call, I don't know, I need you to text me. So I can get you all the information for that, and more the merrier. Everybody's welcome. If we get kicked out, we're just going to go stay with Todd and Ashley, and it's going to be fantastic. So hopefully we don't get kicked out, but it's going to be fantastic no matter what. But we're preparing for a crowd here. We can't park at the house. There's no parking at the house. And there's literally 10 spots at the community center. So we're hoping everybody Ubers in and gets, dropped off, all that good stuff. But if you do park at the community center, we've got somebody that can drive you over, but we've got all kinds of goodies, and it should be a really fun event. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, text me. If you do know what you're talking about and you didn't RSVP, text me. If you need the address, text me. So hopefully you all have my number. I'll put it in the chat in a minute, but that's it for that. Okay, well, we can worry about that later. We have a phenomenal guest on here tonight. So I have had the privilege of being able to work with this incredible human throughout the course of the last 4 years now, and have just always loved to be around her. There's people that when you get around them, it feels good. Like we all have people in our life that's like, oh, we're just a kindred spirit. And so it's been really fun to get to spend time with her, but then it's been even more fun to watch her kick some hiney. So a lot of times we hear about Todd Rowland, but I think we're finding out that the real rock star is Ashley. So I'm excited to have Ashley Rowland on here with us tonight. And just, somebody put my thank you, Betsy. So she put the comments in the chat on where to go. So perfect. I love it when I've got people working for me. Everybody needs an assistant. Thank you, Betsy Waters. Beautiful Betsy. But Ashley, I was hoping you could kick us off tonight. And thank you so much. I know how busy you are. I know what you have on your plate. So thank you for taking some time to join me this evening. But if you wouldn't mind just kicking us off with your story. How'd you get into the industry? What has it done for your family? That kind of good stuff.
I love it. I'm honored to be here. I really am. I feel like likewise with Andrea. I just knew the moment that we got around each other, we just clicked. It's just one of those that you just know. And then we could go months and maybe a year without even maybe seeing each other or talk. And then we see each other. And then it just one of those where it just picks up where you left off. That's how it is with her. So, I always remember that day, that night when my father-in-law came into the room. We just drove in from Fort Smith, Arkansas. My husband had come off a crazy football season, probably one of the hardest ones we had had. And I just remember I had been praying for him that whole year. I just assumed it would be football, right? I knew he wasn't happy. I knew some things were going on, and I'd just been praying and praying and praying every single day. And we drove home that Christmas time frame from Fort Smith to Memphis, Tennessee. And I'll never forget, my father-in-law said, "Hey, Todd, y'all want to go up to the country club, Colonial, and take a look at something? My business, one of the clients to see something that I really think y'all should take a look at." And I just kind of sat there. I didn't say anything. And Todd was like, "Yeah, maybe, And I mean, we didn't have anything to do. We just had our kids. And Todd's mom said these magic words: "I'll babysit." And I was like, "Yes, we're going. We're going." And so that was that. How funny is that here I had been praying that whole year for something, not knowing that Todd had been praying all year for something. We just both assumed it would be football, because why in the world would God give us something else other than football? I mean, that was our whole life. And so that was our, exposure. Is we went to a country club. we're young, we have no money, and I had never been in a country club before. So that was stepping foot into an area that was really out of my comfort zone. So anyway, we went, that was our start. We didn't have the time, we didn't have the money. And we drove back home to Fort Smith, Arkansas, and Todd's dad had gotten us started. So that was really our start. We lived in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. We had 1 car. My driveway was closer than the teacher's parking lot. We rented our house from the school system. So the school system, when they paid us, they just took our rent check out of our check. Like, where does that happen? But that was the kind of program that we were a part of. And it was so much so that if we didn't win our job, Todd's job, I say ours because I was a stay-at-home mom. And I never missed a practice. I never missed a ball game. I knew the kids. I knew the parents. I was the mom. I was the coach's wife that took the, kids when they got hurt to to their orthopedic appointment because their parents worked. So, that Todd had done everything and had his master's. And so we just lived paycheck to paycheck. I mean, we were praying and praying and praying for something, but why in the world would God give us anything else other than football? And so here, that was our start. That was our journey here. So when we got started, and we weren't fast out of the gate. We got started very slow because, Todd was running an 8A program. I stayed at home. We were in an area that we had only lived there a couple of years. So it's not like we had this buku of friends and stuff. We were always known as, Coach Rowland and Coach Rowland's wife at the school. That was it. And like I said, we got very slow out of the gate. And I guess about a year or so, it started really making some traction. About 2 years in, it surpassed his income and walked him away from coaching. I can just tell you that from that one decision of doing this and writing down our dreams and goals has changed our life and our kids' lives forever. And now we're on to our grandkids.
Oh my goodness. Well, congratulations. It's been fun to see the part of the journey that we've got to see. And I don't know about you guys, but it's so inspiring to be able to talk to somebody that's done what you hope to do, right? Like we see the people up on stage, we see the people from afar that are creating what we want, but here's a gal right here that went from, stay-at-home mom to, living paycheck to paycheck in a 2-bedroom home on the property of the school. Like, I've seen that picture. I love it, where you say you would watch to see when it was time to make supper because you could see when he was on his way home. To go from that to really dramatically changing the trajectory of generations of your family. And that's pretty powerful. You got a lot of kids in college. I think did somebody graduate out of college?
So we have 3 out of college,
Okay.
But one is staying in and getting his master's. So, and then one just graduated high school and is in college. So we've got 2 still in college.
Okay. I'm like, I know there's a bunch of them in school,
Yeah.
but I guess down to 2, that's an improvement, I guess.
Yeah, I know.
From 3. So tell us a little bit. We've all kind of watched this transition, or explosion is probably a better term, of what's been going on with your business. But what's kind of been going on since about February to today?
I think that it just kind of started hitting us with everything that's kind of been happening. Everybody sees us working really hard right now. But you know what they haven't seen for the last 7 years? Is that we were full-time parents for 7 years. We never missed a ball game. We never missed a practice. We were the parents at the AAU tournaments with a carload of kids that parents couldn't come. So with, having that and being able to do that, and then we knew our youngest was headed off to college and I was sitting there in December going, you know, what's this next season in my life? What is it going to look like? And I just went back to praying, like, God, where do you want me? Where do you want me? You know, like, because, you know, when you seek your whole life into your kids, your family, your husband, everything, you know, not that I lost my identity, but I just kind of like, just whatever they needed. And so I just started praying, where's my next season? Where's my next season? So, and then Todd's like, you know, we're really starting to kind of get some, I need help. He always tells me he needs help. And so I'm like, okay, so maybe that's where I'm supposed to go. And so we started talking about it. And then, you know, Todd just made a post, and he made a post, and all that same time frame, we started getting our land cleared off, the other 5 acres. And when all of that started to happen, and, you know, Walt kind of entered our life, then Robin entered our life, and it just kind of went from there. And I just don't know. It just kind of grew. And then Todd was like, okay, I really need help. And then Kim was like, okay, I'm going to connect to Kim. I'm going to watch what she's doing. And we just kind of started feeding off of each other and leaning on each other. And I'm going to tell you, I mean, I couldn't have done it without Kim getting started, for sure, because she was kind of like my security blanket. I think I was her security blanket, and we didn't know it. And that was kind of how it all got started. And we just started finding our way here. And, you know, Kim got Robin kind of like trained and going on a good bit of the drops and the 4-pack and 10-pack. And that just kind of took off. It just spiraled, you know, and so thankful, so blessed to be a part of it, and to just come in behind it and get to meet all these amazing, amazing people that have come into our lives.
Oh my goodness. Well, I can't wait to learn from everybody this weekend, because I know we're going to get to hear from Robin and from other folks on the team that are creating all of this. But do you want to tell us, like, just maybe a smidge of what you're doing in that group to create? I mean, you can go in as much detail as you want, but I'm not going to make you talk all night. But just like what you would share with us of what you're doing that we could possibly copy.
You know, I keep it real simple. I like to say I give the blonde version. I really keep it very simple. I don't go into a lot of details and a lot of science on a lot of things. And two, I do my best to build relationships, to get to know the person that's there and what they need and what they want from this company, from whether it's the product from a health standpoint and a financial standpoint. I mean, one of the very first things I did with these girls, they probably thought I was crazy, but I was like, you can ask Sonia, you can ask Stephanie, you can ask any of them. I like, send me a voice recording, send me a video. I want to know what you want here. Like, why are you here? And so they would send it to me, and I go back, try it again. Everybody wants financial freedom. And I was like, I need to go a little bit deeper. And I said, I promise I won't post it. I won't tell nobody. I'll keep it a secret. You know, this is mainly for you, because, oh yeah, Shay too. So yeah, I had them all like, tell me why, tell me what, tell me that, so I can help you, right? You're not here for me. I'm here for you. So that's how I came at it with each and every single one of them.
Well, can you hear me clicking away? I'm like taking notes over here. So clickety, 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 click. So that is a huge, huge clue. So when I'm listening to you talk, I'll tell you, I've got a couple of clues from you. So first of all, every step of your story, and I don't know everybody's beliefs, but you prayed. So, you know, before you found the industry, you're praying over your husband and praying over your family of what you want. When you found the industry, praying, I'm sure that it was the right step to take. And, you know, I think about when, you know, kind of before this system, we're picking up the phone and we were reaching out to people. We still can, absolutely. But I would always pray over, like, whoever I'm calling, like let's put the name in my heart that I'm supposed to call. Who can I bless today? So to be able to come at it in that direction, but just that you prayed over every step. What's the next step for Ashley Rowland now that all these babies have flown the coop? Oh my goodness. And then the next thing that you talked about was writing down your dreams and your goals. I think so many times we can just have this kind of loose fantasy in our head of what we possibly could want and how can we bring it to fruition if we don't write it down. And then having a running mate. You had a 2x2, that person that propped you up and made you brave, and you prop them up and make them brave. Doesn't that make it all so much easier? So I think those were some pretty incredible clues, and then keeping it simple and building relationships. But that voice recording video is a game changer. So guys, if you work with me, just so you know, I'm like looking at you, Mary Catherine. I'm looking at you, Selena. I know there's more on here, but I'm going to be asking you for that ASAP. So with that, and I know we're trying to kind of be kind of generic a little bit tonight, but with that, what would you recommend? So we're all kind of going into this, many of us are going into this event tonight, and kind of tomorrow we're kicking it off. Thursday we've got you and Todd and Brent kind of doing a welcoming session, and then we have the official event. Did you see I just tagged you in for that?
I did. Did you see my eyes?
I assumed. I think we all need to hear some Ashley. But what should we go in? Like, talk to us about our mindset, what we should hope to get out of this, why we need to be here. Just talk to us a little bit about the event.
So if, we always go through our life saying, I wish I'd been there. I always want to be, I'm never the lucky one. I'm never in the right place at the right time. We were driving down here, and I just remember when we lived in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and Todd did his master's up at University of Arkansas, and he actually interviewed at one of the schools up in Shalom Christians, which is up close to Bentonville. So we would make that drive, and even down in where we were at, we always, when we meet somebody that was local, obviously, everybody had a story of their grandparents, or they knew somebody that was at that very beginning when Sam Walton came into that diner and said, hey, whoever's got $5,000 wants to get involved, or, whatever with Walmart, that's all it takes. Everybody had that story, but not everybody had, I took it. And when we drive up to Walmart, you would just see these big old mansions up on the mountains and stuff. And they would be just like, oh, that was a cashier, or that was a janitor, or that was a stalker that got involved, that did not do that. And I remember Todd telling me about it in his book too, about his best friend in that diner that gave him $5,000. He went and sold his tractor and then gave Sam Walton that money. I'm probably going to get the story a little mixed up, but this is the way this is the blonde version. So I'm going to give you the short one.
Perfect.
So he, after a while, he ended up, his wife came to him and said, I can't remember his name, but hey, you want that tractor back. Just go ask Sam for that $5,000 back and go get your tractor. So he did. He went and got his money back and went and bought him a tractor. Do you know if he had just not listened to, we all had that, like, don't go, you're going to waste your money. You don't have time. You got kids, you got this, you got that, whatever. This is where we're sitting in a time right now with our company is like no other. You never get this back, right? This is history right now. You'll never, ever get this time back. And then this is the investment into yourself, into your family, and into your future family, your generation on down. We always hear the legacy kids from Amway, right? We always hear about that. Like, man, I wish I was that, or I wish I was part of. You have a chance right now, right here with this company, to go do that. I believe that with all my heart. If I didn't, Todd and I would not be working as hard as we're working right now. We are so excited because We have products that make a difference in somebody's life. I haven't met somebody yet that's not making a difference. If it's not making a difference, they're not taking it.
Right.
So with that, when you've got that and you've got our owners looking out for 50 years, planning ahead for your company, not their company, your company, you've got something really special on your hands. All you got to do is just go out here and put a little time, effort, and energy into it and go change some other people's lives, and your life will be changed forever. And that's what you're going to have this weekend. That's why you need to be here.
Oh my goodness. Well, Ashley, I'm so grateful that you fed us all tonight and gave us such great information. I took more notes in this short amount of time than I typically do in any other call. So that was really, really powerful. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow and
I
see
know.
everybody as you guys come in. And I'm going to wish everybody safe travels. And if you are not here and you are suffering from FOMO, if you're not heading in here, we love you. And we're sorry that you are fighting some FOMO right now, if that's going on in your life. And just know we will do our best to bring it back to you, but get to the next one. Remember this feeling right now and get to the next one. Okay. So we love you guys. Ashley, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for sharing tonight. I'm going to give you a big squeeze bright and early tomorrow. Guys, cannot wait to see all of you. And I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful evening. So see you guys soon. Thank you, Ashley.
Bye.